So nice to see you all. I would love for everyone to turn on your cameras if you can, to write in the chat where you're from, where you based, and we will start in a few minutes. We want to give opportunity to other people to join, like 2 more minutes, and then we will start our amazing class with Josef Schneel. He will give us a class about turning challenges into advantages. So start to see people here from Lisbon, from Israel, from Portugal. A lot from Portugal, South Africa, Romania, Sweden, Hungary. We have a mixed crowd today. England, Netherlands, Norway, Finland, Nigeria, Slovenia, Finland. Wow, so many countries. This is so nice. Okay, so I won't take more. Zambia. Wow, I won't take more time from your class, and I want to introduce you to Josef. He will give us the class tonight, and we'll see each other at the end again. So enjoy.
Hi everyone, thank you Ruth so much. Nice to see all of you. I would love to see like all the faces in the gallery view for a second, just to kind of see whoever wants to open the camera. If you feel comfortable with that, it's great. And I see some familiar faces, some that are new to me at least. So great to have you all. And I also note for some countries that didn't move to winter clock, so you had some confusion. I know some of you joined an hour ago, and then you had to rejoin again. So sorry for this misunderstanding, but thankfully we're all here together now. And we are going to share some, I know, 45 minutes or so together in a lecture that kind of a similar lecture I attended some, I don't know, 29, 30 years ago when I started my Kabbalah journey, which started with many questions. I had all kind of challenges in my personal lives, and this is like the title of this lesson today, turning challenges into advantages. And so one big advantage that happened to me through my personal challenges is that it led me to search for meaning, to search for answers. And I went to many different places, and one of those places was also the Kabbalah Center, actually here in Haifa, where I am now, is a city in the north part of Israel, for those of you who know. And we had this lecture with one of the teachers of Kabbalah Center, and I was like, actually, the truth is that at the end of the lecture, I had more questions than I came with, right? So I came with few questions, and then I came out with many more questions, but also I had this inner feeling that I came to the right place. I didn't know how to explain it to myself, but I signed up right away to the Kabbalah One course that started a few days later. Which, by the way, just for you to know, of course, this is an introductory lesson. We are starting next week, Monday, exactly the same time. We are starting our online Kabbalah One course, which Ruth and I we will explain about it more towards the end of this lesson. But the idea is that eventually, in order to start your journey with Kabbalah, you need to sign up and to start this process. But what I ask from each and every one of you is that it will come whatever you decide. Okay, I'm not here. Like, the truth is that I'm not here to sell anything. I'm here to share with you something, to open a window or a door to some kind of a process or journey. And what I ask from each of you is to decide from your heart, because eventually there's one major principle in Kabbalah or in any spirituality for that matter, which is you cannot force anyone anything on a spiritual level. Yes, physically you can force people to do things that they don't want to do. But on a spiritual level, spirituality, there is no coercion in spirituality, so it must come from the heart. So whatever you feel at the end of of today's lesson, so follow your heart, okay? Maybe you will have all kind of thoughts like, oh, maybe it's a long a lot of time, or whatever. You have all kind of maybe excuses that the brain will give you, like I had 30 years ago. But allow your heart to guide you. That's what I want to tell you. By the way, it's true for anything else in life. If it's relationship, if it's other things, we'll see shortly how reality is built, how reality is structured. What is this wisdom of Kabbalah all about? We'll see it shortly. The truth is that part of what I'm going to share with you will sound for you, might sound for you familiar, because this is not an intellectual wisdom. As we're going to show you shortly, this wisdom is very ancient. It's like it started to become revealed some 4,000 years ago, but it's not kind of coming from a logical place. It's not like all kind of science or other things that you might explain it, or all of it in a very logical way. It's the wisdom of the soul, and or the wisdom of the heart, if you want. And this is why some of the things that you'll hear today will sound for you very familiar. Like, oh, I knew it all my life. Like, you're not telling me anything I've never heard before. I didn't feel it from inside before. So it's good. It's a good sign if you feel it about certain things that we're going to share today. So it's a good sign. It's a sign that you are kind of synchronized with your soul, with the universe, okay? Because this is, again, this is the wisdom of the universe. It's a universal wisdom, ancient wisdom. And let's start with the main, one of the main ideas of Kabbalah is the word itself, right? What does it mean? The word itself, Kabbalah. Kabbalah means desire, or desire to receive. Okay, this is what it means. In Hebrew, lekabel means to receive. And the Kabbalists are teaching us that the Kabbalists, meaning those sages, the people that lived, still today, there are living Kabbalists and people that lived thousands of years ago, that they delivered this wisdom from generation to generation. So those great sages of Kabbalah, they teach us that everything we do is motivated by desire to receive. So much so that you will not move. Like now, I'm moving my hands while I'm speaking, right? Or if someone, let's say, if you do like this for a second, or whatever it is, you're sitting in a certain way, and then you move a little bit. You want to improve your feeling. There's a reason for everything that you do, and this reason is desire. You're doing it because either consciously or subconsciously, you know that you will get something out of it. Otherwise, you will not do it, okay? So if we follow this idea, so we can say that each one of you that came tonight is motivated by a certain desire. There's something that brought you here, that brought you to take your time, your precious time, instead of doing million other things that you could have done with this 1 hour. So you chose to dedicate it to this study. So I would love to hear from you, okay? And you can share it on the chat, okay? In a short way, okay? Don't have to write all the story, but in a short way, um, what changes would you like to see in your life as a result of studying and applying the wisdom and tools of Kabbalah? Even before you know exactly what it is, or what is this wisdom all about, or what are those tools that I'm talking about here, you came here because something inside you told you that you can receive something. So I would love to hear from you. What is it? What changes would you like to see in your life? So please, you can share in the chat, and Ruth will read it for us, please.
Financial freedom, Luisa said.
Okay.
Straighten certainly in life. Another Luisa said. Caitlin said more meaning, to become the best version of myself and to receive all my blessings. Karen said feel more spirituality. Christina said financial freedom. Jano said connection to myself. Sam said to make sense of my current chaos. And Daniela said more consciousness. Richard said to become a better person and create more value.
Amazing.
Carlos said clarity, security, financial independence. Nadia
Wow.
said she feels like she needs to take the next step in her life. Um, we have clarity, manifesting the true purpose of her life, inner peace, to know that I'm not crazy.
Well, you're not. I'm telling you right away. Here it is. They gave you the answer. You're not.
Better connection to myself. I want to be stronger, more tolerant, have more compassion to elevate my soul, spiritual growth, and what else? To learn how to serve better, spiritual freedom.
Okay, amazing. I mean, so right away you see that you are coming with a lot of things already. You are motivated. You have desire for for all those things that you wrote. And I'm sure if we would give you even more time and you will dig a little bit deeper, you will find even more and more things, and it can come into more and more specific things that you would like to achieve in your lives. And the fact that you thought like, wow, maybe studying Kabbalah can get me to all those things, or can open myself, or can open my life to all those things that I'm looking for. So it's not a coincidence. Again, like I said, deep inside, there's something inside us that already know this truth, that we came here like, okay, Kabbalah means to receive. What does it mean? The Kabbalists are teaching us that we came here to receive endlessly. We came here to be happy and fulfilled every second of the day. You know, like every good movie ends with the and they lived, like, I mean, the fairy tales, right? They lived happily ever after, right? So it looks like, oh, that's a fairy tale, right? Like that everything has, happy ending. By the way, myself, I love movies and TV series and so on, and I love happy endings. If I see a movie that eventually the end is not so happy, I know. So for me personally, it's like, such a shame. I wish I wouldn't see this movie. Okay. I want the happy ending. And all of us, to a certain level, we have this inner voice telling us that life should be happy. Life should be good. Life should be based on joy, on success, on freedom, on clarity, on all those good things that you mentioned that you want to receive. So how do we know that we can receive all those things? How do we know it? So the idea is that we know it because we had it before and we can gain it again. Kabbalah, the wisdom of Kabbalah is, like I said, let me just share it again, the PowerPoint, just to, before we go into those ideas, just to share like few pieces of, historically, the age of Kabbalah, like I said, was the first book of Kabbalah that was written 4,000 years ago. It's called the Book of Formation. And then there was 2,000 years ago, the Zohar, the main book of Kabbalah, which again, in the course itself, starting from next week, we will read and study also very specific sections from those books as part of our lessons. And we'll use the wisdom in these books to elevate our consciousness. We know, for example, that Sir Isaac Newton, the famous scientist, he had a copy of the Zohar that was translated specially for him into Latin. All this to show us that this wisdom is universal and is belonging to everyone. And what this wisdom is actually telling us, that at the beginning of everything and inside everything and surrounding everything, there is one major force. This force is called the endless light. You might know it in different names like God or the creator or the origin of the universe, or whatever it is. You can call it whatever other name you choose. The Kabbalists are choosing this name, the endless light. And this light, which is the origin of creation, is a force of endless fulfillment and endless love. And this is the origin of us. We will study later on, not today, but we will study in the course itself about the process of creation. And we'll see how from this endless light we came about. But before we get there, just to understand that the basic reality that we come from is this endless light, is a force of joy, of happiness. When you go in life through a situation which is completely joyful, completely happy, whatever, you're getting married, you're meeting your soulmate, receiving the job of your life, right? Your dream job. You make a lot of money in a great business that you initiated. You have a baby, right? A baby is born in your family. Any kind of example, you finish your university degree, right? And you receive a good grade for it. Whatever it is, every experience that is good, or it can be something more simple, like you enjoy a cup of coffee that you love, or you're having a nice meeting with some friends and you enjoy 2 hours together, laughing, enjoying the time together. Any of those examples, okay, or any other example in your life, it's actually a glimpse, it's a fracture of this endless light. It's a manifestation of this light. So now, and part of studying Kabbalah is also to develop a certain terminology, like learning a new language. So you can say, instead of, I don't know, I enjoy my cup of coffee in the morning, you can say, wow, I'm connected through my cup of coffee, I'm connected to the endless light. I'm connected to any type of fulfillment. I feel the light inside me, meaning I'm fulfilled, I'm happy, I have certainty, I feel love in my heart. Whatever it is that you feel good about, you can say this is actually a manifestation of this endless light of the creator, or the endless light. Now, this light has one major characteristic, is all about sharing endlessly and unconditionally. Meaning, if you might read some stories in the Bible that, oh, God was angry, or oh, I wish God will not be angry with me, a certain kind of religious terminology. So you need to know that according to Kabbalah, this is not even part of the equation. It's not really exist. What exists is this endless force of sharing and love that just want to benefit us all the time. And since this is the origin of creation, this is the origin of who we are, this is why subconsciously we know that this is what we deserve. And this is why, if in our lives we have moments or days or maybe years that are not full with this goodness and love and joy, so deep inside we will feel not good about it, like, it should not be like this. It should not, life should be different. We feel it deep inside. Now, you might, after some time that you feel it, that you go through some challenge, you go through some time of darkness, of emptiness, and you might tell to yourself, listen, you know what? Maybe it's not true. Maybe this is how life should be. Life is dark. Life is terrible. This is how life is, right? You might become convinced that this is what life is all about. But the truth is that it's not the way it should be. The truth is that the way it should be is the way of the light, the way of fulfillment, the way of joy and happiness, the way of success, the way of certainty, the way of unity. So now comes the question, so how come reality is not aligned with this force, right? How come reality is not as this force of creation, uh, what its quality is, endless love, fulfillment, sharing, happiness? How come life, either my personal life or the life I see around me, right? I look in the news, I see what's happening in different places in the world. So obviously something is not working as it should. Or again, maybe life is dark, but the Kabbalists are saying no, life is not dark. Life is full with love and harmony. So how come there are challenges? How come there are all kind of misfortunes, pain, suffering, illness, death, all these things that happen, unfortunately, are still happening to many people. Okay, so how come it's still part of our existence? So yeah, how life are still so challenging if reality, the basis of reality is the light force, okay, the endless light. So before we go to the answer of why or how come there are so many challenges still in our lives. And also from this answer, we'll start to develop the understanding of how to deal with it, what to do with it. And you will go today with two very powerful tools. You will end this lesson today with two very powerful tools that will, once you start practicing them on a regular basis, you will start to transform the challenges that you feel in your life and to go back to the enlightened reality, to the fulfilled reality, okay? But before we go there, let's journal a little bit. And again, this is you do to yourself, okay? You don't have to share it you don't need to share it in the chat, but yes, to think about it or even maybe to write it down to yourselves. We will use this later on with one of the tools that I will share with you, or maybe with both of them, okay? So write briefly to yourself about a recent or an ongoing challenging situation that you experience, okay? One, okay? Don't know more than one. One, maybe something. It can be something minor. It can be something not so minor. Whatever it is, a challenging situation. And you can add to it, how does it make you feel? Angry, upset, afraid, sad, depressed, whatever it is, any kind of feeling that comes along with this or that it's creating within you. And how does it affect the way you think and act? Okay? Like it can be, I don't know, now I find it hard to go out of bed. I'm most of the time I'm not talking to people, whatever it is, whatever it makes you feel and also think and act, okay? Take a few seconds, write it down to yourself. And again, we will use this in a certain way shortly. Okay, it's part of the teaching that I'm going to share with you. So, in order to start the understanding of what we go through in life and where challenges actually come from, so we need to know that the universe as we know it is built from 10 parallel dimensions, okay? Those dimensions are called in Hebrew, they call sephirot. Sephirot means like packages of energy, packages of light. It's called also emanations. And I just watched a few days ago with my kids. We watched Marvel. What's the name of this the multiverse, Doctor Strange and the multiverse. Okay, I don't know if you saw it. To some level, I like those movies, like a lot of, effects and all these things, but also there's some like real thoughts, like spiritual thoughts behind those movies, because the Kabbalists were talking about those 10 parallel universes, 10 parallel dimensions 4,000 years ago. Okay, this is mentioned in this book of formation that I showed you before, in the Zohar, in all the writings of Kabbalah. Now, we need to understand that everything in our lives is built from those 10 dimensions. I will now, in the frame of this specific introductory lesson, I will only refer to it in a very general way, but you need to know that as we continue to study and we progress with our studies, we go deeper and deeper into the understanding of those 10 dimensions, okay, and how it's affecting our lives. But just to understand that, for example, if I sip from this cup of tea right now, so this is actually a physical tea and a physical cup, right? But the sages of Kabbalah are teaching us that there are 10 other dimensions of energy. It starts from the most metaphysical, pure energy, and it goes through different layers and levels, actually 10 levels. And when I'm holding this cup and drinking from the tea, I actually take only the from the lowest level, not all the metaphysical levels. This is why many times you might come to a place. Okay, let's say you go into a restaurant or into a house, and you will feel certain things, like maybe the house is beautiful or the restaurant looks beautiful, right? And you sit at a certain table and you feel like, I don't feel comfortable at this table. And maybe you ask to move to a different table. Maybe you choose to go out of this restaurant and go to a different restaurant because you feel something is wrong, but you don't even know how to say it. Why? I don't know, because everything is clean, everything is nice, there are maybe candles, and everything is so, the design is beautiful, the food is great. Why do I feel not so great here? So it is because what you experience is only on one dimension. And maybe there are other dimensions, one of those 10 parallel realms, that the energy there is not flowing so greatly. Okay? There's some kind of blockage in the energy. It might be, for example, that an hour ago a couple was sitting at the same table that you chose, and this couple, whatever, they decided to divorce, or they had a major fight at that same table an hour ago. You don't know it, you were not there when it happened, but the energy, the vibration, right? They were fighting, there was pain, there was anger. This affected the vibration in this area, and as a result, you feel different. You feel now something is wrong here. Okay? So this is just a very general introduction to this idea of those 10 levels. How is it relevant to our lives? Or how is it relevant to the whole idea of challenges? So let's continue a little bit, okay? Again, if this will awaken more questions and if this is kind of puzzling you a little bit, it's okay. And maybe we'll have some time for questions towards the end of the class. So, first of all, to understand that the lowest level is what we experience as the physical realm, the physical reality of, all the matter, everything that we feel and can touch and can see, everything which is physical, right? This is the lowest level. The Kabbalists are teaching us that this is a fragmented layer that has uncertainty, that has lack, all the things that are wrong, everything that we feel is not working as we want, every time we feel pain and suffering, it's all just connected with this physical realm. Okay? It's only connected with this physical realm. Now, what about the other 9 Sefirot, the other 9 emanations? So, Kabbalists are saying those are metaphysical layers, meaning they are non-physical, but they are existing in an energy kind of form, and each one of them has different energy, but all together they form a metaphysical realm that it has inside it unity, tranquility, and fulfillment, love, guidance, certainty. Everything is there in those 9 upper sephirot, 9 upper dimensions. Okay? And the question is, how come there is this separation? Why can't we communicate? If we could communicate with those upper layers, or to the level that we can communicate, or we can draw energy from those upper layers, so we will not feel so fragmented, we will not feel the lack, the darkness. Okay? It's like, imagine that you are going to a certain place, and you're searching for I don't know, the Wi-Fi, right? You're searching for internet, there is no reception, and even if you have a device which is very good, but if there is no reception, or maybe there is, let's say there is a Wi-Fi, you can see that there is a net, there is some Wi-Fi connection there, but it's blocked. You need a password, but you don't have the password, so you will stay without a Wi-Fi, without connection to the internet, right? But in our lives, what will determine if we have or don't have a connection with the metaphysical realm? Because once we have this connection, we will also feel this unity, this fulfillment, this tranquility, this peace, this love. We will also feel it. All we need to do is to connect, to make the connection. So we need to know there's another element to this story. This element is called the veil, okay? It's called the veil. In Hebrew, it's called masach. And the veil is actually like a gate. It's not a wall, it's a veil, like a curtain, right? When you can move a curtain, you can open it or you can close it, right? A curtain can create separation, can divide, but when you remove the curtain, so it can create unity. You unite two spaces, like you take a room and you put a curtain in the middle, you divide the room to 2 parts, right? But once you remove the curtain or the veil, so you have one big room again. Okay, it's the same idea between our physical reality, which is again based on lack, on uncertainty, and so on, and the metaphysical reality. There is this veil. This is, again, it's a metaphysical veil. It's not something physical. You don't need to try to move things in a physical way. This is a metaphysical element that it's up to us. It's our responsibility to keep it either closed, and then there is separation, and then we feel dark and we feel that we are disconnected from true lasting fulfillment, or it's in our ability, 100%, it's in our hands to remove the curtain, to remove the veil, and to unite those two realities back to become one. And once we are able to remove this veil and to reunite those realities to become one, so we feel the unity, we feel the fulfillment, we feel all those blessings, all those good things. We feel that we're manifesting who we came here to be, we're manifesting our potential, we are actually tapping into this endless reality of love and harmony. Okay? So, what should be your question right now? If you got all this, I hope it's not too confusing so far, I hope you're okay with this explanation so far. But maybe write in the chat, what do you think should be your question right now? What should be the question? What do you think? It's all clear so far? I hope you...
How do we remove the veil?
Exactly. That's it. The only question, the only relevant question right now. How do you remove the veil? You need to understand. Okay, again, I'll take any of your examples that you wrote down to yourself, this challenging situation that you have in your life, right? So if it's financial challenge or relationship challenge or God forbid, health challenge or legal challenge, all kind of legal issues or whatever it is, okay? By the way, it can be a personal challenge, it can be global challenge. We'll talk, not now, we'll talk during the course. We're also discussing our global responsibility, like how can we assist humanity to remove its veil, right? Because there's like my personal veil that's blocking me from this metaphysical, beautiful realm, but also there's a big veil that's blocking humanity from this tree of life, from this blessing. But today we'll focus on the personal veil. So if you look at your current challenge in your life, and you're like, why is it like this? Why is not happening like I want? You need to understand that there's no problem in your life. There's no problem. The problem is only one, that the veil is still closed. The curtain is still closed. Once you remove the curtain, you will see how actually your situation is reunited with the upper realms, with the upper 9 levels, and it will be resolved. You will feel different, you will think differently, you will have the solution, you will know what to do, you will have clarity, you will have the energy that you need, you'll have all the answers that you need. Everything will be there. You will meet the right people at the right moment. Everything will happen like in magic. It will just simply happen. Okay? When we have a situation in our lives that we keep trying to solve it, and we're running and we're trying to solve it, and we're working so hard from morning till night to trying to solve the problem, it means that you are fighting the curtain. It means that the curtain is still there, blocking you from connection to the upper 9 levels. This is why you fight so hard. Okay? The answer of the Kabbalist was always like, you don't have to fight against the situation to find a solution, to find what to do. I don't know, what should I do? Who should I speak with? Maybe I should call this person. Maybe I should do this action, whatever. Trying to figure out what to do. Fighting, like windmills, like Don Quixote, right? Fighting the windmills. No, you don't have to fight. Only thing you need to do is to learn. It's wisdom and technology to learn how to remove this veil, how to remove the curtain. Now, I will tell you something more than this. The challenge that you wrote down to yourself, the challenge that you go through right now in your life, this is actually part of the veil. It's part of the veil. And once you understand in your mind, in your consciousness, you understand that this is actually not a blockage, but this is actually a gate, so it will start a process of transformation for you. I'll give you again example from the movies, right? If you know those Indiana Jones kind of movies, right? So he's stuck in a cave, and the water starts rising, and he's about to drown, and there's a wall that there's no door, there's no way out, and he's starting to touch the wall, and then he touched this one stone, and he pushed the stone, and suddenly the whole wall is opening, and he moves to another place, and his life are saved, right? So it's very similar. You need to know it's very similar. We're like in a dark place, touching the wall. It seems to us like that's it, that's the end. There's no way out. This wall is so strong, it's so real. There's no way to move through this wall. That's it. I'm doomed, right? This challenge looks so real, but there's one brick that if you touch it, suddenly it will all be opened. Okay? And I will share with you now in a short way. Again, we will go deeper into it already next week, class number 1 of Kabbalah Level 1 course. We are starting from this idea, and we'll go deeper and deeper into it, and we'll learn it in a more detailed way. But for now, I will give it to you in one level, and we can explain it in one level. And by the way, part of the course itself, we also have discussion groups. We work very in a very personal way. So, which today, again, from lack of time, and this is not how this lesson is built, but at least I can give you something, okay? Let's see. So this is the technology, the tool, how to start opening the veil, the curtain, to remove the curtain and to reunite your situation, yourself, with the upper 9 levels, upper 9 sephirot, and reunite yourself with the blessing, with solutions, with answers, with everything which is good. Okay, so the tool is called Pause. What an opportunity! Pause. What an opportunity! There's actually 2 parts to it. First part is the pause, and the second part is what an opportunity. What do I mean by that? What does it mean, pause? And what does it mean, what an opportunity? Okay, if you can just memorize those words to yourself, pause, what an opportunity. And by the way, like I said, I'm almost 30 years in Kabbalah. This is still valid until today. It's valid in every second of the day. You can practice it again and again, and you can master this principle. And every time you will use this principle, you will see how things open up to you. You will see how the curtain is being removed and reality changing in front of your eyes. It's very, very powerful and magical tool. So again, what does it mean, pause, what a pleasure? Pause mean when the challenge appears, you're experiencing any kind of difficulty, if it's a challenge that just happened right now, or if it's something that you experience for the last few months or even few years already, you need to pause the need to solve the situation, to change it, to remove it, right? Usually, when we go through a challenge, so our first reaction is, I don't want it. Take it away from me. I hate it. Like, leave me alone. Remove this challenge from me. I don't want this challenge anymore, okay? This is our first reaction. It's very natural, by the way. Everyone goes through it. You know, if it's like if you put your hand on a hot plate or something that is very hot, or hot water, so immediately the hand jump back. It's like, oh, I don't want it. It's painful. We don't want to feel pain, and it's natural and it's okay. And I'm not talking about physical pain right now. Like if you put your hand on a fire and it starts to burn, it's painful. Of course, move your hand back. Don't touch the fire, okay? But I mean more on an emotional level, on a consciousness level. When you go through the challenge, pause the reactive need to remove it from your life. Pause it. Why? Because this challenge is actually the gate to the upper realms. This challenge is the gate to miracles. This challenge is the gate to full manifestation of your divine power. As a divine entity, we are all, as I guess you already know, you are not just physical flesh and blood. You have also a metaphysical entity inside of you, which we can call it a soul, whatever name you want to call it, a spirit. But you have a divine force inside you, that this force can be open up and shining to the level that you pause and not running away or trying to remove the challenge from your life. And then you say, what an opportunity, meaning I recognize that this challenge is not just here to torment me, is not just here to make me suffer, but it's here to allow me to reveal my true greatness. It's here to allow me to connect with higher levels of energy, with higher levels of existence. Okay? So this is actually an opportunity. Once you realize that, so you start to go into a completely different process. The process is changing. Now, eventually you will have to do something about it, but that's something that you will have to do. It will come from a different place. It will not come from this reactive place that, okay, I have to do something about it. How do I solve it? No, pause. Wow, this challenge. I'm pausing my need to solve it. And then I see it as an opportunity. What an opportunity. It's amazing. Opportunity for what? Opportunity to reunite with the upper arms. Okay. Once you recognize it, and again, it will take it, whatever process it will take you, you will start to internalize that this is actually not just a situation that you need to resolve, but this is actually a gate. This is a cosmic gate to a higher realm. And then you will start to get all kind of inner guidance from your soul. Do this, do that, don't do this, don't go there, go right, don't go left, go, you will have all kind of inner guidance that will guide you, and this will eventually show you and connect you with the reality of the nine upper Sefirot, and will allow you to experience blessing and changes, positive changes, opportunities that will open up for you. Okay. In order to, I don't know, do we have time, Ruth, to put someone on the line, or we keep it to the class next week? What do you think?
I say we do it, a short one.
A short one. So I would like a volunteer, if you may, a volunteer that will share in a short way your can we
We
make
already have
Casper?
someone, and you
Okay.
haven't even said what, share what.
Yeah. To share a challenge in a short way, not in a very personal detail, like in a very short way, to share in a general way your challenge, okay? And let's try to apply pause what a pleasure on this challenge that you go through, okay?
Marco, can we
So
bring
we can open the
Castro?
microphone. Only one today. We'll do it only with one person. In the course itself, we'll be able to do it with more people. So
Castro,
it's
can you raise your hand? Oh,
so
here
we
you
will open your microphone.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, good evening to all of you.
Hi,
With
good evening.
but is I'm in the car. Okay, so my challenge is I started my own company and I'm playing all because that's my challenge. I felt that this is the moment to start up my own business, and I have a fear that is putting all the things that I've gathered until now and to lose them. So is a mix confusing uh, emotions. How can I say this? So that's my challenge right now.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing this. By the way, the the whole work with business, with money, with financial is very, you need to know it's very spiritual. Working with money and with business, all this is very spiritual thing. Um, I will give you, let's try to apply this pause water pleasure. Again, it's not just one moment, because you are building your business. Right now you're in a certain situation that you invested maybe a lot of money, a lot of effort, and you're not sure if it will become successful or not, and so on. But again, maybe today you feel like this, tomorrow things might change, you will feel different. But for now, with how you feel now, let's just apply this principle we learn now. Pause, meaning, I guess, as the owner of the business, as the one who opened the business, you kind of think kind of a lot, what should I do, right? I should do this, I should do that, right? How should I continue with the business, right? Do you have like all those questions in your head all the time? Yes? You still with us? You're unmuted, right? Or you?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry about the
Yeah,
delay.
yeah,
Yes,
Castro. Yeah, stay with you for a
yes,
second, just till we finish this short
yes,
exercise. So you have thoughts, right? You have all the time, like, what should I be doing, right?
yeah, right.
Okay, so now what I would ask you to do, not right now, if it's not comfortable, you're driving, whatever, but at least once a day, take a few moments that you do this pause with a pleasure. Pause meaning you tell yourself, I pause my need to know what to do with the business, the
Okay,
need to do the right thing, not to make mistakes, not to do things that maybe I will lose my business or I will lose my money. This need to do the right thing, take a moment and pause it. Like, okay, let go of it. Right now, I'm not deciding anything. Maybe I don't know what to do, or even if I think I know what to do, I let it go for a moment. Okay. And
okay,
then focus on the next part of the phrase, right? What an opportunity. Look at the business as an opportunity for you to unite yourself with higher realms of energy, okay? With the
okay,
nine upper sephirot. This is why you have this business. You don't have you didn't I open the business not to make money or not to give some service or whatever it is this business is about. You didn't do it for that. On a most inner level, this is actually a great opportunity for you, an amazing opportunity for you to unite yourself with a higher realm, higher consciousness, with realm of miracles, of blessings, okay? So you pause the need to know what to do or to act in a certain way that will be the right way. You pause. So what an opportunity I have here. It's not even about the business. It's about me and the upper nine sephirot, right? Try to
okay,
apply it even for 10 seconds, for 20 seconds. Try to apply it, okay?
okay. Thank you very much.
How do you feel? Let's say that you are able to apply it. What do you think you'll feel like?
I think that I'll feel relieved.
Okay,
Yeah,
amazing. So
because
the more,
I'm very stressed.
again, the answer is the more you are able to apply this, okay? Again, I'm not saying that all day you should just sit and meditate. No, you should be very practical. You own a business, right? You have many decisions to make, but at least start your day and maybe throughout the day, once or twice more, you pause. What an opportunity I have here just to connect with higher realms, with energy, fulfill my potential, fulfill my divine destiny. Okay, that's why I'm here. That's why I have my business. Okay, you open yourself up, and then the more you apply it, and maybe it will not happen after one time, but after a few days, you'll start to get guidance like, okay, call this person, do this. Maybe you'll have someone will call you. Things will start to move differently in the business. I would love to hear from you. Maybe if you join us next week to the course itself and to follow up and to see how it's working for you. Okay, so that will be very interesting.
Thank you
Um,
very much for your time.
okay, great. So now I will. Uh, I see there are questions. I'm sorry, we have to move on a little bit. I want to give you one more tool. Ruth, again, I'm letting go now. I need to control. And what do you think? Should we also do the meditation of, with the name or leave it to the
May-
course itself?
Maybe let's ask the people if they are
We
willing to
have,
say a little bit more, if they want to, what do they prefer?
okay, I'll just tell you something. There is another, like today we did it a bit differently. carry on? Okay. So all agree, or at least the majority. It's not democracy so much here, like we cannot do a vote, but let's do it. Okay. Okay. So it's a short meditation. You know what? Yes, let's do it. It's a short meditation that is actually coming together with this tool of pause, what an opportunity, which again, we took one example of this situation with the business, but if we had the time, would take all your examples one by one and we'll show you. But for now, just think about it and see how it's relevant to you. And I would like to teach you something that, again, usually we're not giving it in an introductory lecture. We're keeping it to a later stage in the course itself. But from my experience over the years, I think people are more and more open and ready for different things that are a little bit out of the box. So we have a very special Kabbalistic technology that is based on the Hebrew alphabet. This is called the 72 names of God. It's actually 72 combinations of 3 letters. This is one of them. This is the name 37 out of 72, okay? And the letters, and we scan it from right to left. This is the letter Aleph, as you see, like A in the English alphabet, but this is called Aleph. This letter in the middle is called Nun, and the last letter here, the small one, is called Yud. So it's Aleph, Nun, Yud. Now this name, each name of those 72 names has a very specific power and gift to give us. And the way we use it is through eye connection. We look at those combinations. This is not something logical. Again, even for Hebrew readers like myself, this is not a name that you can use as part of the language as well when you talk. This is a code, like the codes of the credit card, that you put a code just to activate your credit card. Okay, so it's the same thing. It's a code. So this code is about the big picture, is about to see the blessing in every challenge. This is what this name is all about. So how do we activate it? Let's do a short meditation exercise. Just sit comfortably, okay, and unfold or uncross your hands and legs. You can breathe calmly a little bit. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And don't be afraid, it's not going to be a very long and too deep kind of meditation. But what I would like you to do as you breathe calmly, don't close your eyes, open your eyes, look at the screen, look at this name, scan it from right to left, Aleph, Nun, Yud, those 3 letters. And while breathing calmly, try to look at this name, but not at the screen level. Try to focus your eyes like a little bit behind the screen, that you're not looking at the letters themselves on the screen, but you're looking behind the letters with your eyes. Try to kind of focus your sight to, like, I don't know, 20 centimeters behind the screen, if it's a computer screen or a phone or whatever it is you're using. Look behind the letters and keep breathing calmly. You might not feel anything. You might start to feel all kind of things. Whatever it is all good. And what I would like you to do now is to breathe, take an inhale, a lot of air inside. And while you exhale, close your eyes to visualize those letters shining with white light with your eyes closed. Even if you don't remember exactly how those letters look like, but you feel it, you feel a vibration of this name, the Aleph Nun Yud, connecting to the big picture, connecting to the real reality. See those energy like white light shining from this name. And while breathing calmly, I would like you to take this light and direct it into the situation that you experience. So if it's into the business that you open, if it's into the relationship that is challenging for you, if it's a medical situation, so into a specific area in your body or to whatever represents the situation for you. If it's financial, you can even send it to your bank account. Send the light that's shining from those letters, Aleph, Nun, Yud, into the situation. And I would like you to visualize like this situation is becoming more and more enlightened. This is the whole idea of pause, what a play, what an opportunity. You start to feel that you don't have to fight the situation. Just shine this light upon the situation, and you realize deeper and deeper how this is actually an amazing opportunity for you. It's a gate that can take you and lead you to full connection with the 99% realm, with the metaphysical realm, with light, with abundance, with blessings, with manifestation of your true power, your true divine power. You actually feel it happening. Keep breathing calmly and just experience the situation now, the challenge, but combined with this light that's shining from those letters. See how it's all open up. You feel that you have all the power that you need, all the wisdom that you need, everything that you need to make this situation, this challenge, into the most amazing opening in your life. I'd like you to stay with this feeling for a few more seconds. Now inhale, exhale, inhale one more time, hold the air for a second. Exhale and slowly open your eyes. Okay, my friends, I would love you to share in the chat in 1 or 2 words. What do you feel? What did you feel? How do you feel about the challenge? Like really in a very short way in the chat, whatever it is that you experience, okay? And root whenever you can.
Peace, gratitude, release, a wave, activation, peace, more peaceful, love, certainty, peace, feel lighter, doesn't feel threatening anymore. There is a path to healing, happiness, expansion.
Amazing. So this was actually just a taste. I'm telling you this, what we just did now, the whole last hour or so. It's actually 1 hour already. I told you 45 minutes, but you wanted more, so
At least we
uh,
know they have desire for it.
yeah, big desire. It's great. So I'm inviting you, my friends, to sign up to the real journey. This was just a taste, okay? Maybe a good taste, but just a taste. an appetizer. Okay, next week we actually start the real thing. It's an amazing journey, life-changing, life-transforming journey. And Ruth will give you a few more details right now, and then we'll just share a little bit what's happening in every class, please.
Yeah. So the class is going to be an 8-week journey. So it's going to be every Monday at the same time for 8 weeks. Right now, there's a 20% off. I can send the link right now in the chat, so people that cannot scan will just click the link. And this journey, the format of the class is like now, like we have 60 minutes, something like that, 1 hour, and then we go on to discussion groups where we talk about the class. We have like a, I don't want to say homework, but like a little journaling prompt that we all discuss together. We share with the people that have similar things going on, and it's always very refreshing to like help others and listen to the processes people are going through to see that you're not alone. And we really want to emphasize this journey on like being together to create unity and to create a community as well, where you can meet other people that are thinking like you or not, but like at least you like have the same goals, values, path, whatever it is. So it's very, 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 it's a very nice journey and experience, and I hope you can all join. The 20% off ends tonight, so I really recommend you to take advantage of this. Let's see, there's people writing in the chat. Oh, perfect. Someone already sent you the link. Thank you, Marco. And if you have any questions, if you have comments, whatever you need, if you need help, you can always text me, send me a WhatsApp or an email. I will put my info now in the chat. While Yosef talks a little bit more about in each class what we're gonna speak about.
Can you please put on the screen
Yes, the topics.
the topics, the topics of the classes? I will just add that, like Ruth mentioned, that even that we study as a group, but it's also like it's combining very personal study and a group study. So if it's about those breakout rooms at the end of each class, that you will have a class supporter, like a class mentor that will assist you and will facilitate those discussion groups, uh, which are students that are many years in the center. They went through a lot of training to do this role. And beside that, we'll also have a WhatsApp group for this course, right? We'll have a WhatsApp group
Yes.
for only for those who are registered for the course.
And
And
also something very, very important, you will have a one-on-one meeting with a teacher. So eventually, you will be able to take all this information that you're learning, and even though in the class you can always speak and comment and this and that, but it's always very, very like impactful to meet on a one-on-one with a teacher where you can be more specific on your journey and what's going on in your life and have like a coaching session kind of thing.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So it's part of the course also, the one-on-one meeting with the teacher. Now each class, let's go a little bit, not on all the classes, but like class number one will be like expansion of what we started today, the pause, what an opportunity, but we'll talk about it from different angles. On each class, we will share more tools that you can start applying and using. It will be like understanding some consciousness, and then combined with the tools, will combine with it also study from the original text of Kabbalah, of very ancient texts that are, of course, translated into English. Will work also through those texts. Class number two will be about a process that in Kabbalah we call it tikkun. This is like our karma. Why is it in my movie? We'll understand the principles of karma. What does it mean? Like, is it just random or is it very structured? So only by my question you can understand it is structured. So, but how is it structured? What are the rules of karma? And how we can actually overcome certain karma or change it again. Okay, so class 3 will be about the game of life. Who are we fighting against? Like this curtain we spoke of today, there is a force that is controlling it, and how we can recognize this force and how we can work to transform it. Embracing class number 4 will be embrace the process, how we can use any process as a way to reach fulfillment. Class number 5, how to have it all, is how to expand our capacity to receive more and more. And class number 6 is very special. It will be about the process of creation and how we came about, how from this endless, unlimited force of endless light, how we became reality. We'll have a class of Q&A that you can bring any question to the table and we'll relate to it as much as the time will allow us. And then class number 8 and 9, I think it's like 8 classes. Maybe there will be a class, a bonus class. I will. Ruth, do we know? It's like 8 or 9 because it's written, or maybe something in the
So class
numbers.
1 would be this one. That's how it's counted, and then you have
Okay. So this
that's
is like
why.
all together. So, okay, we'll have a very special workshop that we kind of understand the mechanism of transformation and then certainty, how we use or how we tap into full certainty in any given moment in our lives. Altogether, it's a very, very powerful course, again, life-changing. And of course, after this course, we'll have also continuation, Kabbalah 2, Kabbalah 3. We have all the way to, I think, Kabbalah 8 or more than this. So don't worry, it's 4,000 years of wisdom. We'll find what to teach you. So, okay. So, my friends, it was a pleasure being with you. I wish you an amazing journey, and I'm really looking forward to see each and every one of you with us in the first class. Of course, if you miss a class, you get a recording. Like everything is very organized, it's very professional. You'll get everything that you need, and any question you might have, Ruth will be there for you to answer. So again, thank you so much. See you soon and lots of blessing.
I'll
All the
stay
best.
here a few more minutes for the people that have questions. You can ask me, you can write in the chat, whatever you need. So just for you, those that are asking, the course is 101 euro, and with the discount right now is 80 euro. So it's like 10 euros per class, something like that, if you take the discount.